So, how do I mix my grays in oil painting? Well, here's a hint. I don't use black. First color I'm going to mix will be gray. And I'm going to make the gray from these four colors. So first we have to set up where to put the colors on the palette. There have been articles, probably even books, about the proper way, the correct way to arrange your colors on a palette so that you can mix the most effectively. I don't have to worry about that because we're only talking these four. It's just a matter of habit for me. I've always started with the white over here out of the way. That's more than I'm going to need, but it's better to have more color mixed than less. That way you don't have to worry about color matching. Next up is the blue, my French ultramarine blue, and they're going to go, that's going to go over here. This blue's getting kind of old, it's getting a little stiff. Better do more painting, right? Next down the palette edge will be red. And last, always down here, get rid of these. Will be yellow. Again, a lot of people, not a lot of people, but I've seen people put on latex gloves before they paint. There's no way I could do that. I'd much rather have paint on my fingers than try to get the feel for the actual painting process through a glove. So like I said, first thing I'm going to mix up is a gray. Now how do you get a gray out of these colors? You know, gray is what? Black and white, right? Well, there's no black. I don't use black. If you were to inspect my paint box, you would come up empty with a black. It's just not a color. I'd much rather mix a black so I can get some type of depth and warmth or coolness to the final mixed color rather than just squirt out some ivory black or some lamp black or some Mars black, whatever, and just use it flat out, because to me, black pigment just deadens the vibrancy of the actual colored pigments, just kills it. Okay, that rant over. Let's make gray with what we've got here. The best way to make gray, I found, for me, is mixing blue with brown. You can get a really warm or a cool gray, you know, whichever way you want it to go on the temperature scale. But, okay, like I said, we got the blue. Where's the brown? The best, most useful brown that I normally mix up is by mixing red and green. So I've got the green, I've got the red, I need to make the green. How do you make green? Ask any kindergartner, they'll tell you. Blue and yellow. So the first thing we're going to do is mix a green. Again, I mix in the center here. This also helps with color harmony because each color you mix here will end up picking up, however inadvertently, a little bit of the previous color, no matter what it was. And there tends to be a more homogeneous final product on the canvas. Okay, blue and yellow. So that's a lot of blue. So I need a lot of yellow. This may not even be enough. We'll see. Okay, that's a very, very dark green, which is what I want for browns. Much rather have less that and more that. So with this green, let me just get all the primaries off the palette knife first. Okay, so green, what did I say? Red and green make brown. And it does. You don't need a lot of red. That may be too much, but let's see. Yeah, that's a very, 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 very warm brown. We're going to want to cool that down a little bit. Again, I'm just smushing the paint down onto the surface with the flat side and scraping it with the edge, smushing it back down. Okay, that's starting to look like a fairly decent brown, huh? It's still a little too warm for me. So, brown and blue make gray, right? First of all, let's put the brown over there, and we'll take about half of it, put it back in the mixing part, and then brown and blue. So let's add the blue and see what we come up with. This is about 50-50. It's kind of hard to tell with gray. This looks like a pretty good cool gray though. The color mixing doesn't have to be complete here. There can be some slight marbling. Let me just test to see how that is. I'll bring a little bit over here and add some white to it. Yeah. What do you think? That's great. I'm going to just throw all of this into that and see what we get. There we go. Very dark. Another little thing that I picked up is it's always better to start dark and then add white to lighten it up in stages rather than the other way around. Otherwise you end up just wasting a lot of paint trying to get something darker. It's much easier to make something lighter. So there's my gray. I'm liking it. All right, so I'm going to put the gray next to the brown. There's two perfectly good mixed colors from these three. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please smash the like and subscribe buttons. This is Keith Minion Studio in Stanton, Virginia.